Hello, welcome to another episode of the Aftermath Podcast. My name is Ian, and as always, I'm joined by Dylan. And we got Ethan back on this one.
What's up, homies? It's me, it's your boy.
Chaotic intro, as usual.
Yeah, so when he pushed recording and I just made a squeal
Scream, and I couldn't think of the name of the podcast.
He forgot the name of the podcast.
I just forgot which podcast I was on for a hot minute.
Welcome to podcast number 3 or whatever.
Ethan pulled a fucking key eye on Ian. Stunned him with the screech.
Oh, man.
How you guys been?
I'm so tired.
I was in the process of getting ready to record this show, and I knocked on Dylan's door, and I was like, hey, bud, can I come in? Knock, knock. And then I just gently opened the door for a second. I was like, hey. And then as I went to do it, I just like stopped. That dude was out cold on his bed. I was like out, and I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and shut this door back.
Mosey on out of here.
I'm going to mosey on out of here.
I wish you would have woken me up.
Oh, sorry, dude. Well, next time
okay.
I'll...
It was still like 8.
I lasted a good while.
Yeah, I think you literally, walked out of your room like 10, 15 minutes later, so...
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I would have let you...
I'm guessing that was when you called me, so yeah, it wasn't. Well,
right.
He called me asking if I was still free, and it was raining, as it always does.
Oh, dude.
Oh, no wonder I slept so good.
Yeah, it was raining, as it always does, but we need someone to mow our lawn, and he decided, well, it's been raining all this time, to do it anyway.
Wow.
So the guy mowed the lawn right next to my car, and a whole bunch of mud and grass was all over my car.
Really?
All freaking over.
What a jackass.
And I was like, hey, bud.
Did he let you know?
He was like, I walked by because I threw something away and noticed it, and I was like, I got to get the hose. There's no hose. I don't know if they moved the hose.
No.
So I was like, okay, so there's no hose. I can't just hose it off. So I walked back inside, and I was like, I'm going to figure this crap out. And he noticed that I was walking back in, and he was like, hey, man, I got to blow off your car. I got a bunch of grass on it. I usually try to do that if I get grass. I was like, thanks, man. That's fine. Well, yeah, he blew some of the grass on, but there was enough. It was enough wet crap on my car.
Yeah.
There was just leaves. There was just grass everywhere and like mud and stuff.
Your car had a ghillie suit.
Yeah, it freaking did. Yeah, the front end did at least. So I was like, it's actively raining, and I'm pulling into a car wash because there's a bunch of... So I'm pulling into a car wash, and I got like the whole thing. And honestly, I should probably do it again to get some of the stuff on the right side off. But my car's clean though. It's just there's still some stuff you can notice. And considering I was detailing it and like vacuuming it out and cleaning everything, like I noticed it, but you probably wouldn't just walking by it. So he called me. I was like, what you doing? I was like, well, it's raining. Would you believe me if I'm getting a car wash?
Right.
Jeez.
So
what a fun time.
All right. That was interesting.
Well, whenever this episode drops, I will be in Disney
World.
And actually, I'll be on the last day of the trip. Whenever this drops, it'll be the last official day that I'm in the parks, because tomorrow morning I'll be flying back home. That'll be fun.
We're still gonna have that scheduled, like the extra one we have to premiere next week, right?
Yes, we're again, as of everyone listening to this one, again, a little behind the scenes.
Yeah, you're blowing my mind here. Let's just move.
Okay, yeah, it's too inside baseball. Anyways, you guys,
you guys listen to this, and Disney World.
And Disney World is happening right now, and I'm having a blast.
And that's right. He's currently on the rides,
screaming.
Yeah, he lost vocal cords.
I'm not actually on the rides. I'm in the lines screaming.
He screams before he does not know. Yes! You're like 15th in line. You're like, yes, let's go.
Not even. I was more just like, ah!
Oh, yeah, just like screaming. You're terrified.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I had recommended that we watch another Disney movie, just as a little nod to me being out there.
Yeah.
And
an archaeological dig to a lost continent.
What a great movie this was.
Dude, I fucking love it.
We watched Atlantis, The Lost Empire, the Disney classic from 2001.
Yeah.
And man, I know that I've watched this movie a couple times, but after watching this movie again, I realized I watched this movie a shit ton. Like, I think it came on Disney Channel probably every quarter or so.
I saw, it came on the channel a lot because I recall seeing pieces of it often, but never watching the full thing.
I think we also had it on DVD, and I think I watched just a bunch of this movie.
Oh yeah,
and because there was full sections of dialogue, I remember verbatim as they were happening. I was like, I know all the little interactions between the characters.
I didn't remember. In fact, most of the intro to the movie I don't remember at all.
Really?
Wow.
Well, let's
some of the middle and stuff I kind of remember. But before we go too deep into the Atlantis, I wanted to mention that while I was getting ready for work, I decided to chill out because I was early, and I watched Disney's Brave for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
That came out in, I think, 2012, I think is when it came out.
Really? That long ago?
Yeah, 2012, 2013, something like that.
God.
So, yeah, it came out a long while ago, and I was like, oh, it's on. So, it's worth mentioning, in the new place I'm at, people I'm living with, they all have
every single subscription service to
essentially,
everything.
that's basically all of their cable, like all the entertainment things is how one of us pays rent, basically. And so like we have
Nice.
HBO Max, Amazon, Disney Plus, Netflix, Apple TV, which I don't even know what the hell is on Apple TV. Is they got anything going for it? We've got
No.
also yeah, right. We got a bunch of movies. So I'm like, I'm looking through these things every once in a while, trying to find stuff. Trying to finish the Perry Hodder movies with Dylan. Yeah, and enjoyable. So Dobby, rip.
The Boy Who Came to Die, the movie series.
Wicked trainers.
Dude, my favorite line, just sidebar, my favorite line is whenever Ron Weasley says to Dobby, wicked trainers, which is essentially the England equivalent of, dude, sick Tims. It's the first scene, Dobby's back, and he's got shoes now, and he's like, dude, wicked trainers.
Yeah.
Dude, freaking sick tinnies, my guy.
And I looked up Dobby went to Tim's on Google.
Stop it.
And I found a meme, and it's him looking at someone like, Dobby went to Tim's. It was such a good one. So
Amazing.
all the master has given Dobby a gun. Dobby is free memes. They're all great. I love it. So, but yeah, I'm like watching all these movies and shows, and I started watching House of the Dragon, the first few episodes that just came out,
Yeah.
and all that. But I found while I was getting ready for work something that I would be like, kind of invested in, but I could watch while I'm eating and like packing my lunchbox and folding clothes and stuff before work.
Right.
And it was Disney's Brave. Let me just say,
Yeah.
that was a fire ass movie. that was I may be above the target audience. That was a fire ass movie.
That was really good.
It was a good movie. I really liked it.
Like I told you before, I remember watching like a small like minute or two like teaser trailer that came out for that movie when it first came out. And I think I watched it in the movie theater, or I watched it with a friend of mine. And I remember, based on the trailer, I thought I had a good understanding of what I was to expect in this
there's
movie.
an enemy bear, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Bear.
And the thing is, like,
So that's what it is.
And then I watched it and was like, I was so
You remembered his name. Yeah.
I was thrown off because of like the actual plot of the movie was like so different than what I thought it was, and I was like, I'm actually like, I think I liked that movie more than I thought I did because of the fact that I was so subverted.
They managed to a Disney movie managed to really throw you for a loop,
Right? And I was like, this is nice.
My thing is, I really like the plot point. Is that the brief synopsis is that you can go up to this witch lady to change your fate. If would ya
change your fate?
And you can go up to there, and she usually changes. It's like that Tricker Bear meme. Tricker Bear, he has chosen the bear. It's like that, where like she changes your fate, usually somehow involving bears.
Nice.
And she, the last guy wanted the strength of 10 men, so she turned him into a bear that's like really strong, and that is the enemy bear. But then Merida asks the same thing, and she turns her mom into a bear. And it's mom bear bottom text. But it's worth mentioning that Dad is considered the bear king because he's known for like killing bears. So now that mom's a bear, we got a big issue. Right?
Dad's trying to kill mom.
We got yeah, he's trying to.
Oh shucks.
No, Dad's trying to kill mom again. Tuesdays, am I right? So, yeah, but it was an interesting movie, and I was watching it, and I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
So but back to Atlantis.
Dude, okay. So let's jump.
Even start?
It's like you said. The movie kicks off strong.
It spares no. Now,
Explosive start.
yeah, it didn't feel like it was as long as it was. So it might have taken more time than I gave it credit for, but it seems like it spared really no time getting into the action.
The whole movie was an hour and 35 minutes. So I mean, it really did. The first probably 10 to 20 minutes is really like
you just jump right into it.
Right,
Really.
you kind of jump right in. The first act is very brief, but very informational, I think.
Yeah, I think it sums it up well because he's like talking to his
his props,
his fake crowd. Yeah, he's talking to his fake crowd, and he kind of gives a really quick synopsis of like how he's found Atlantis, and then you quickly realize, okay, like that's him trying to go to a meeting, but you understand that these people don't want to see him because they're tired of him saying Atlantis is real,
right?
And then it goes, and then again within that'll happen in like 5-10 minutes, and then you find the guy who's going to help him find Atlantis, and then when the journey starts, they end up finding at least part of it very quickly. So it feels like crap starts happening and shit starts blowing up because they find a robot lobster.
Right. Yeah. But even before that, like we even get like the first part of the movie is like the opening sequence is like what happened to Atlantis and like where it is.
The cataclysm.
So, yeah.
Well,
so
I guess I kind of forget that the preface exists too. That the preface was a lot of action. Yeah.
But but like I loved it because of what it was. Like we understand what Atlantis is. We get like visually how it happened in this movie, and then the title card. It's like all this chaos happens. Like you understand what happened to Atlantis. It's the lost city that sunk in the water or whatever. So we get the concept of how it happened in this movie, and then Atlantis. You're like, oh, nice, cool. I'm buckled up.
Cool. So yeah,
now very quick.
Now I understand how this starts, and then we go straight to the middle.
Milo just doing this shit.
Yeah, we go straight.
Being a guy.
Archaeology.
Straight to them finding it, and then they, the commander guy, like, they made him pretty, I want to say like obviously bad looking.
Oh yeah, Rourke.
I remember as a kid being like, yeah, that dude's not going to be a good character. Right. And then when we get to the end and he's pulling a gun on people, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm really not surprised by this.
Right.
I like the way his character's written. Because he looks like he is like a strong ex-military man that like doesn't really take any shit kind of thing.
Yeah.
But he looks like the kind of guy that would like he's a get down to business kind of guy, and like that he may do something shady like potentially. But I know the ending of the movie, but like looking at him from like the first few instances of his character, I didn't really get any sense of like he doesn't seem like a mastermind at all, really.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call him that, but it's just, and again, I do recall watching as a kid, so I did like remember that he was bad somehow. I just remember like seeing his character and being like, he doesn't seem like a great character. He doesn't seem like a good guy. Yeah. Now, I don't know if I would say at the beginning of the movie that I would be like, oh yeah, this dude's going to try and commit genocide, right? Like I wouldn't have gone that far, but I was like, this dude's somehow going to be bad. It feels
there's only one sequence that gives you any indication that like him and Helga are bad. Whenever she's like, we weren't expecting freaking people here, that changes everything, and he's like, that doesn't change anything. Changes nothing. And you're like, okay, so
I don't care.
So he bad.
Something else is happening here.
Yeah.
But man, I loved like the quirky nature of Milo.
Oh yeah,
he was
just goofball.
I love
him being voiced by Marty McFly was also was also it made his character better during certain scenes. I was like, okay, that sounded more like Marty than it did Milo, right? Like whenever
he's like Indiana Jones, but not cool and like a nerdy twink.
Right, exactly. He reminds me of like the Uncharted series, some of the stuff he's doing, but like if they let a twink do the Uncharted series, right? Like instead of Nathan Drake, they just got some lanky teenager.
You mean the new live action version of it with Spider-Man?
Oh wait, with Tom Holland. Yeah, dude, honestly, I love Tom Holland as an actor. He does a great job.
Right,
but also Tom Holland as Nathan Drake is definitely Nathan Drake as a 16-year-old. Yeah, they made Nathan Drake, but like kind of a twink. Like they made it like. He fits the character if he just looked a little bit more. If he had 5 o'clock shadow, he would be the character. But instead,
or even like 5 to 10 years older.
Exactly. If he just looked a little older, but also like, is that movie out yet? I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, it's out. I haven't seen it either.
We should watch it sometime because I forgot that was a thing because
I don't know the deep lore of Uncharted. I never played any of the games really.
I mean, there is lore, but like you don't really need it. He's a treasure hunter who's really freaking good at what he does, and there's a whole bunch of cool puzzles and shit. Always is the fan, but
he's Video Game Jones.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, 100%.
I heard he's like the male version of Tomb Raider. So
that too.
Much,
he's definitely Indiana Jones, Tomb Raider. It's like a combo, and he's I think the games are really fun.
Oh yeah.
The second one's probably like the best. Well, okay, actually I haven't played the newer ones. I thought 3 was really good. 3 is the first one I played. But Uncharted 2 is probably the best. It's like got the biggest depth, the most replayability, and it's just a really good game. First one's good, but it's dated. it looks kind of old.
4 was super good.
Never played 4. I think they're going to do that new Thief collection on Steam. I'm probably going to get it. But the thing is, I want the original 3, but they're not coming out on Steam. Only the 4th one and like the Thieves End or whatever are coming out. And the collection's got like 2 games, but I don't know. They're probably going to release them all, but
right.
Still.
So anyways, with this film, like I was saying before, I loved the animation. The animation's so unique and so different than any other.
Angular and yet fluid at the same time.
Right, I was gonna say that they have he feels like flaily and like kind of lanky, and they interpret that really well by his animation, and it's so interesting how like him stumbling across things and kind of like his arms feeling like they're noodles almost on screen. It's so interesting.
You're so skinny. If you turned yourself sideways and stuck your tongue out, you'd look like a zipper.
I love it.
Dude, there's so many.
I like whenever he starts like flipping switches and levers, and the way he moves his arms are funny. Where he's like just swinging on.
That's what I'm saying.
I love it.
He looks like noodles almost, just like flailing around.
Yeah.
I forgot how good the comedy in this film is. There are so many aspects of this film that are
every line is a banger,
dude.
Like every line.
Every time Vinny opens his mouth, I'm like, that is the funniest shit I've ever heard.
It's
right.
the best.
Legitimately, every time he is like holding dynamite and talk, he's always holding dynamite, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Every time. He's got something that's gonna make you chuckle to say. Like,
It's just. There's one point in time he's holding the clock with a screwdriver, like screwing shit in. He's like, maybe I should do this later.
Well, yeah, they're like any explosion would set this place off, and he's like, "You want me to do this later?"
I should do this later. Huh?
Yeah. It was.
If I had 200 of these, I could blow a hole in this thing. I
only
got 10, a few cherry bombs,
5 of my own.
5 of my own. What else is it?
Road
and a road flare.
Yeah,
dude, it's just so. It is the comedy, like the writing of the comedy, as well as like the mannerisms of the character is kind of funny. Like
they made every character
his
really
facial
unique.
expressions are so. Every
Really
character's facial expression in this is like super interesting and very.
Yeah.
Dude, my favorite character in this whole movie is Dr. Sweet.
Oh yeah, he's the best character.
He's so good.
I like at the end whenever he is like, "You're gonna get a bill for that," by the way. I love it.
I personally, Vinny is my favorite. I've always loved him. He's so good.
I'm kind of torn. I think it's probably Sweet for me. Dr. Sweet's a really good character. I like him. This thing says that you could saw through a femur in 28 seconds. I bet I can have that time. I need you to fill these up with what?
It's 2 like gallon
Giant
jars.
containers. Yeah.
Man, that's
Fill these
crazy.
up. But yeah, I really liked it. I also liked the detail that, and I mentioned this to Ian like at the end, that I like the detail that they talk about, like the heart of Atlantis is found in the eyes of its king, and at the beginning of the movie, he like the king covers his daughter's eyes but keeps looking up because he wants to see his wife.
For all intents and purposes, the death of his wife.
Yeah, he wants to see his wife one last time, and so he goes blind doing that, and it's like. The heart of Atlantis is in the eyes of the king.
Dude.
In the eyes of the king, he's blind, right? So it's like he looked. It's like a really good. When I finally heard the line, I was like, "Oh shit!"
That
like,
makes sense.
It was so neat, and so I think it's a really cool detail. Which there's a lot of good little details like that in the movie, but I think that was a really cool one.
Yeah,
that I enjoyed.
But once we get into like the underwater part, which may I say, I'm sad that like the ship got blown up because I love the design of that big like ship.
Cool.
Yeah, it was a cool ship.
Super cool looking.
They need an extended edition with more ship time.
Old school submarine designs or something else.
Right. I forgot how iconic the theme of this movie was.
Yeah, dude, the soundtrack is amazing.
It is not. There's not a lot of music in this film. It's very subtle, and there's not a lot of it. There's more sound effects than anything else.
But man, when it swells,
man, the like introduction, like piece as they're like submerging and like going through the water is so good. And I like as it was happening, it like brought me back to my childhood in a way. I was like, oh, I haven't watched this movie in forever. And not only that, I've watched this movie a lot apparently, more than I thought I did.
Unsurfaced, knowledge.
I love how like fluid the animation was.
Yeah,
it like my favorite scene is probably whenever Milo and Homegirl are under the water, and like they're like that underwater scene where they keep swimming down with the light to like look at things because the animation of them swimming is like perfect, right?
Mhm.
Them
Yeah,
swimming,
spot on.
they look like they're underwater, but like the way they, and honestly, every scene, the way her hair is animated is perfect as well. Like
Oh, right.
and so
Every
in
time
that
she-
scene,
Every time she's floating and her hair is like
Yeah,
almost
they
underwater,
just did
but it's in the air.
such a really good job with that animation when they're underwater, where like
Yeah.
it felt like they were like you felt like you're holding your breath a little bit, you know,
Yeah.
like it felt real.
Right.
I really liked it, and obviously all the times it pans up and you see the entire city, like the most beautiful shit you've ever
Oh
seen.
yeah, dude.
All so
Oh,
like
man.
the animation,
The landscape is amazing. Like
Yeah.
the
It's
backdrops.
a very beautiful film.
Yeah, this I feel like what they did is some dude just like drew a picture of Milo and Kira and like them at the end where like Atlantis is there, and they were like, that's a cool picture. I'm gonna make a whole movie off that.
I'm gonna
Legitimately,
just-
with how good some of the shots are, it's like I think they made the whole movie around this shot. But I
wouldn't
thought
doubt
that
it.
like 6 times. Like
Right.
there are a few shots in the movie where I'm like, man, they could have literally just drawn this.
I love the subtle montage that kind of happens at that like the beginning of the second act when we kind of go through like the team kind of doing their thing. It
Oh yeah.
makes you
Again,
feel like the journey took a
Skulking
long
through the
time.
catacombs.
yes, but it also I like the fact that I really loved Milo's character in this film because it really establishes him as this kind of quirky, nerdy archaeological guy, like smart guy.
Yeah, quirked up white
And
boy,
the
goated in the
quirked-
sauce.
yeah,
Of
yeah,
the century.
some would say a quirked up white boy.
He's goated in the sauce.
He eventually becomes goated in the sauce,
Yeah.
I think.
I think
he
the movie
gets
he's
there.
certainly not.
Yeah, he's dry. He's
Right.
real dry.
This conversation
Yeah.
would kill a medieval peasant. We can keep going.
So, like the first few scenes of him, like he is on an expedition team, not unlike some other films that we've seen, like a specialized team of people in, Eighth MS team and
Ghost in
like
the Shell.
Aliens 2, and all, so it's like all these like different you got this merry band of misfits.
Oh, let's say this
almost.
ragtag band of merry
right,
hoes.
right, that are all specialized in their craft, and also are
You
from
said
like
there would be digging.
and also from different countries, which I think is actually really cool.
Mhm.
There's an Italian, there's a French guy,
A
there's
mole.
someone who's Hispanic, there's an African American man, and then there's Milo, who's just a
And
quirked up white boy.
yeah, token twink. It's
Yeah,
exactly
exactly. Ex-military
I think
man.
today on this episode we've said twink more than the entire history of the podcast combined.
I love how you're saying we, like you're not the one who's contributed.
He's said it too a few
Okay, okay.
times.
Maybe.
I've uttered a twink every now and then.
quick, jot that down. Quote that.
Sorry,
I've
I'm gonna
uttered a
have to
twink.
ask you not to utter a twink on
Yeah.
this episode. I don't like this anymore.
Another part of this movie that I really enjoy is the time frame that it takes place in.
Oh yeah,
1914.
That's it, 1914.
1914 definitely feels like a different time.
Yeah.
Anything pre-20s of the 1900s is my favorite.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
I love it.
Industrial Revolution stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There, the first time we see pictures of Thaddeus Thatch, which what a name
By the
that
way,
is.
hardcore name.
What a great name. He
Oh, by the way, yeah.
He's an
I had a
old-
friend in Boy Scouts named Thaddeus. Beside the point.
stop it.
Dude, for real?
Wait, I think I did. Yeah, keep going.
I recently heard the name Archibald, and I was
Mhm.
like, damn, what an
My
old
son's
name.
gonna be named Archibald.
And I think that's where the nickname Archie comes from,
Yeah.
technically. But I
Mhm.
was like, but I heard that recently from like an
Mhm.
old Victorian era piece, and I was like, damn, what a freaking hard ass name,
Right.
Archibald. Anyways, so with the first time we see Thaddeus, the grandfather, he looks like a man that was born in the 1800s, and he has the safari garb.
He's got the
Mhm.
handlebar
Like with
mustache.
with the hat and everything, and the first thing I said was like, your grandfather definitely shot elephants for fun.
Looks like
Yeah.
the fucking game.
Your
hunter from
grandfather's the reason
Jumanji.
that multiple things are endangered right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the reason why there's many species that aren't around anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I like I was saying before, in this kind of montage, we're establishing that Milo is not fitting in with the group because the group has already been established.
Mhm.
Like they are a group that has been together, that has like teamed up and done this before, and he's the brains guy trying to get them to the
He's the linguists guy.
right. He's trying to get us to the end of this puzzle, and he's also kind of a clumsy guy. So again, he's obviously easy to make fun of. But I love that, like I love the exchange between them because it really starts to build character as the kind of as it goes along a little bit.
Yeah.
We start to kind of get some insights into the backgrounds of the characters and who they are and what their motivations are and stuff like that. Again, we get a great reference from Dr. Sweet
Oh God.
talking about Mole's background.
Mole's story.
Oh yeah.
Mole is in the process of
You don't
digging.
want to know.
Is it-
Audrey, don't tell him. You told me, but it shouldn't have. Trust me, you don't want to know.
Yeah. That was a really good line where he's like, you don't.
He digs a
Hunter
hole.
told
And
me
goes,
and she shouldn't have, but you don't want. To.
he just digs a hole and hides in the hole and goes, and then falls asleep. And it's
I
like,
really,
what?
I really want to know his story now. Apparently, I don't want to know, but I want to know.
Of course.
I'm gonna Google it after this is over. I'm gonna Google the Mole's backstory and see what the fan theories are.
Yeah, what a
I need
great,
to do
great
it.
thing.
I like whenever he lays on his bed and he messes up the dirt from the different countries.
You have disturbed the dirt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and whenever
England
Sweet-
should never touch France.
Yeah, whenever.
England must never merge with France.
Yeah, he whenever Sweet walks, he's like, "Oh, you touched the dirt, didn't you? Yeah, I got soap, but I'm not afraid to use it."
Back from the pit from whence you came.
And then he goes and runs away. Damn.
Oh man, Mole's such a creepy character, but they need to have more characters like that in TV shows.
I love the
Yeah.
first
Movies.
time, and again after this interaction, we get to like this opening of this volcano, which is kind of like their staging point, and then they go into the actual like Atlantis area,
Mm-hmm.
and again, the first time, Kita takes off her like headdress and kind of like with the whole team around.
Yeah.
Mole goes kind of crazy. He's like, "You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen."
Oh yeah, I like he whispers French in her ear and then she punches him in the face.
Oh, just decks him real hard.
And then everyone's like, "Yeah, I like her. She's great." Which is exactly what I
Hell
was
yeah.
thinking. Yeah, I love that. That was awesome. Yeah,
And we get the first few shots here of all those, like you're talking about, these beautiful landscapes.
yeah.
Atlantis is this like pedestal with the water like flowing off
Gorgeous
of it.
vistas.
Yeah,
I like that she has her healing crystal or whatever.
yeah.
And she's like, "Wait, you're talking about this like you were there?" And she was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "That would make you like 8,500 years old." And she's
Yeah,
like,
they're all like thousands of years old.
Yeah.
"Yeah." I just like this. She's like, he's like, "That would make you 8,500 years old." And she's like, "Yeah." And he realized in that moment this is normal for her. And he's like, "Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I mean,
great.
you're looking good though. That's good. Good for you. Okay." Like he's like, I have to accept this is not weird.
Right.
This is the first time I want to mention that there are so many.
Dude, this dude's like freaking 20. He's got 8,500-year-old GF. What a lucky guy.
Damn.
What a lucky guy.
This movie has so many real interactions with items, with objects, with people, and with dialogue and stuff like that. Just how things interact with each other feels very real.
Feels genuine.
Yeah.
The one time he's talking, I like
I like when
sometimes
he crashes the scooter.
yeah,
The fish scooter.
the fish scooter. I love the. Sometimes this dialogue is forced a little bit too much, but this one felt natural and actually felt funny.
Yeah.
Whenever she's getting ready to go for a swim to show him like the wall,
Oh yeah, and he's like,
and then
super
she's like
awkward.
taking off or like her like
What are you-
like
what
her
are you
bottom
doing?
wrap,
Yeah.
and she's like, "You do know how to swim, right?" And he says like, "I swim pretty good. I
Yeah.
I swim pretty good." And it felt like I just
You
love
look
that.
at the belly flop champion.
Right?
Yeah, I love that guy. I love that guy.
Oh, man.
He just like me. He just like me for real.
Oh,
Yeah, he get me real good.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
Oh man, that's good.
Anyways, it's just,
Well, I was saying, the speed at which the dialogue comes out is why I think it's so real.
right.
The fact that
It doesn't feel like they're reading
Right.
lines so much as just
exactly. It's not just that, but it's like a lot of times in movies and shows, even shows that I really really like, they want to like give you some like timing to like register the joke.
Right.
But in this one, it's like if you're
It
watching,
keeps going.
yeah, it's like if you're watching without subtitles, you're gonna have to watch this a few times to get this joke.
yeah.
Right, because they're saying it so fast, but because of that, it feels like this character realistically off the top of their head is roasting him 3 times in a row,
Right.
and you only caught one of them, but it was a banger, right? And you're like,
Yeah.
I gotta get the other 2. And with subtitles, you can read it and be like, wow, he just got roasted so hard,
Yep.
and like all the lines feel like that, where like they're talking really quickly and like they don't. Again, if you didn't have subtitles on there, this character's talking really fast. The whole point is they're stumbling and it's hard to hear what they're saying because they're talking so fast sometimes. And I think it's really good because it feels like some real dialogue happens just because of the way they talk and the way the voice actors did it. And they did very well. I think that's why Marty McFly is a great voice actor.
You should call him Marty McFly.
Yeah, that's why Marty McFly, because I forgot his real name.
Michael J.
Yeah, okay, yeah, exactly. That's why Marty McFly is a great voice actor for Milo, because he can do that. The way he talks is like that normally, and so he reads the lines really quick. And like at the beginning of the movie, whenever he's talking about how like he found Atlantis, and he's like, "It wasn't Ireland, it was Iceland." And the speed at which he's delivering these lines, I just had to think like, how long did it take Mr. Marty to read and practice those lines to get that right without stumbling? Because that was flawless.
Mr. Marty J. Michael McFox.
Yeah,
Marty J. Michael McFox.
Yeah, Michael McFoxfly. Thank you very much. But like the amount of time he must have taken to practice that line, and like or that sequence about the crazy shit about him finding out where it is, like. The delivery, but the speed at which it's done is like really impressive.
Like I had said before, again, even just like, you know, like you said, like the crashing of the scooter and stuff and these kind of interesting objects and things. I have one that I'm saving for later, which is your favorite part.
How good talk?
What?
I said, oh, good talk.
Oh, good talk. But so as we're progressing along, we're realizing more about what's going on here, and that Atlantis isn't doing very well, and like the power supply is dwindling or whatever.
Yeah, their battery's low. Something.
Dude, the sequences of her like being lifted up and like being converted into the crystal itself.
Yeah. Her ascending into becoming a demigod, like hardcore.
Dude,
Fucking
I was like,
goddess.
it was so beautiful and so interesting and colorful. I just loved that like shade of blue that like.
Not to mention the sound effects too.
Yeah, the sound effects were really.
The sound effects are so good across this entire film.
Oh yeah.
But like I just there's this like shade of blue that I associate with this entire film, and it's
because there's so much blue in the film.
Right.
Yeah.
It just
It's
has
that shade. It's like this neon light blue.
Right.
And like it's every time they use the crystal and hold up to something, the thing glows with that color. It's really cool. It's really nice.
So it's just really awesome.
I have to take back, because we're talking about our favorite characters. I have to take it back because of a few scenes. Sweet's probably my favorite character. He's close second, but what's her name?
Keita.
No.
Audrey.
Yeah, Audrey.
Yeah.
I forgot her name. She's probably my favorite.
Yeah, Audrey's really
all of her
cool.
scene where like first off she's like she realized it's bad and like she's a good-hearted character and is like the first one to come back and she keeps trying to like she keeps playfully punching Milo. I don't know. I love her character. I think that she's like a really well done character. But the time that I laughed the most in the film is whenever she decides to turn around. Whenever Milo's like, well, you guys are bad. You guys are all just going to be murderers. That's fine. Genocide. Who cares?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Exactly. I realized what you mentioned, Norris. That's why I realized she's my favorite character. So she decides to open the door into the car, but she's mad because she's like changing her mind here. She's it's like reluctantly she kicks the door open, but the problem is they animated it.
She kicked it so hard.
She kicks the door open hard enough that it comes back, hits her foot, so she kicks it open a second time. And I was laughing because I was like, there's nothing worse than you trying to slam something in anger, and it comes back, so you have to slam it again with more rage.
And no matter how many times you hit it harder, it just keeps bouncing back. And you're just
so it's like, if you're to like bust the door open into a room and it comes back and you hit it again, you're like, bitch-ass door in the stupid-ass house, this crystal bitch. Right? I was like, honestly, it was, again,
it's freaking shit-ass door. Shit-ass
door, stupid ass Atlantis, dumbass genocide, right? Like, and she's like marching back over. I could feel her thoughts. She was like, stupid ass people. There had to be people in Atlantis. Could have just been money. Could have been money, so I could have gone home.
Cave people got me all feeling some type of
way. Right. I'm gonna try to make a murderer out of me. Honestly, like, again, that was one of the things that felt like the realest thing when you're mad and like you try to drop something, but like it bounces or something. You're like, you have to catch it again and drop it again. Oh man,
that's crazy.
There was so many scenes like that were probably not even intentionally funny, but they were hilarious.
Yeah. But it's moments like that makes this movie feel more real than some like animated film that I've watched before, you know. But yeah, so as we're getting to this point in the movie, we're also noticing that like our guy, the commander, he's the big bad. Rourke. May I say?
What an antagonist name.
I'm jumping to the end here.
That's fine. I mean, so we can just briefly he tried to do things and like
I'm talking about I'm getting to the end where he gets stabbed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
as I was saying,
remember.
essentially he does the bad things and a fight breaks out. Is what I was gonna say. Like, we
Right.
don't. That part's really cool and visually stunning, but like, there's not much to talk about. Other
Can we
than,
talk about the freaking airplane launcher though?
Yeah, right. The,
Legit.
the airplane shotgun. Right.
Yeah, just like freaking shooting them guys out.
Oh man, but yeah, that was a terrifying scene. That was really cool.
And I remember. I'm saying that because I remember as a kid, whenever he gets cut and like it spreads across his arm and he like panics for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that scene lasted much longer than it did. It was very brief.
Oh yeah.
But what got me to my core was whenever it spreads across him. It's a darker blue than like all the
It's totally
rest,
different. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and he also has like this like red undertones or whatever.
Yeah, it cracks. They're like. Red.
And then he screams, and it makes this like almost a mechanic slash like guttural monster sound.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing it, and as a kid, I used to make my hair stand up. Like, I used to get like freaked out or whatever, and I didn't have the same kind of reaction as an adult now, but I definitely got like the willies a little bit. It happened. I was like, oh man, it's just has that kind of like because, and I think if I'm being honest, it's because just before then, the facial expressions he gives is what like is
Dude, he's gone full bonkers.
Yeah,
he quickly goes from like good guy to like he lets the bad guy out, but he's still like clean cut.
Yeah.
But as his plan fails, he very quickly over the course of a minute in a scene, his hair gets disheveled. He doesn't care to fix it, right? And his eyes get like wider, and the expressions he makes you clearly see just how like.
Unhinged
What's the way unhinged? What's the word I'm looking for? Like depraved of a person he is. You see how insane he really is, and he finally kind of like lets that out and stops being clean cut and acting like everything's under control because his plan's falling apart.
Right.
So he honestly, the facial expressions he make are scarier than him turning into the demon form because you see him going crazy. Like he lets the crazy side out, and so then when he turns into his demon,
never go
rock
full
form,
crazy.
Right? Yeah. He definitely goes full retard on him there, and
Oh god.
Oh my god.
he goes full send, and it's really, I mean, for a kids movie, it's kind of scary, but like as an adult, it's really well done.
Oh yeah, I was trying to find like the actual face itself.
Oh, just look up him, Rourke crazy face.
I did.
Rourke blue guy face.
Man, I big enjoyed the architecture of Atlantis and their ship design.
Yeah.
Like, especially with the fucking Leviathan dude.
Oh yeah.
Big ass
Time for crowd.
robot.
What about Rourke's gas mask goons?
They were fairly reminiscent of a certain
Yeah.
government death squad
Right.
that some of you may be familiar
dude. Here,
with.
I found it.
Here we go. Oh, look at him. I've seen that meme before.
man.
I've
Yeah.
seen that
Of
picture
course you
in
have.
memes.
Right.
It's this right here. This is what there's
Yeah.
one.
Oh,
There's one
jeez.
scene in particular where he has an axe and
When they gave him an
He's-
axe, he went crazy.
he looks down and he has those big like the big whites of his eyes where you can see all of it, and he has
Devilish
this
grin.
I mean this like maniacal grin, dude, and it's like I remember as a kid because what happens just after that is whenever he gets cut and he then like turns into this like otherworldly monster.
Yeah, it's down there. You can see it.
And it just feels oh my god, dude, yeah. And it just it feels so terrifying, and it's so I don't know. It just feels otherworldly. So,
Yeah.
anyways.
I
That's a
really
hardcore
like
shot.
the fact that they modeled their machines after sea life.
Yeah,
Like,
Fish.
there's one that looks like a hammerhead, one that looks like a fucking bass.
right.
My favorite, however, is anything that can fly that is shaped like a manta ray.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty hardcore. Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Can we talk about Helga?
Why
for
is there a
second,
picture
though?
of Belle?
Didn't you know she was in this
Yeah,
movie?
Belle was in this movie, yeah. I like that they gave his goons gas masks so that they don't have to make them have faces. So they're just feel like faceless enemies.
Mhm.
They're just enemy class NPCs.
Right.
Damn, dude,
So
that is terrifying. Looking
Yeah.
at him being like him going full
full retard.
full monster,
Full blue man.
Yeah,
like the man group.
yeah, he's blue like the man group. Yeah, Helga's an interesting character because she's like a bad
Even
character,
from
but
I
she
mean,
turns
even
like,
the first time we see her, like the first moment he walks into his house and it's empty, or the lights are shut off or whatever, and she's like in a sexy dress with like this like fur coat on or whatever, and I was like, damn, this boy's about to get seduced. He literally went from having no bitches to possibly Two, almost. Yeah.
Too many.
Like-
to now he's the king.
Right, yeah.
She went from like femme fatale, almost like spy, like
Right.
figure, to straight up Lara Croft.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
straight into the Lara Croft. She's wearing a tank top with a gun. Yep.
Yeah.
And she's voiced by the same actress, I looked it up, that does Ayla, the Huntress from Skyrim.
There's a lot of
There's
recognizable voice actors here, yeah.
Yeah, there is.
McFly!
There's a handful of times where she had said some things, and I was like, that brings up memories of Skyrim.
I think that her, I think that her voice actor is very good at telling people to charge.
Yeah, right.
Very good at telling people to charge, right?
The commander starts telling her to do certain things, like, Lieutenant, figure it out, and she's like, come on now, let's go.
Exactly. It definitely sounds more like Ayla the Huntress than Helga whenever she's telling people to charge
Right.
and go into combat and speed up. Yeah,
Wow.
it fits.
Oh, come on, what was I going to say? I forgot.
Sidebar. So, I'm starting the extended editions of the Lord of the Rings series.
No, don't, please don't get into this right now.
No, I'm not going to. You have to think about what you're saying. It's a sidebar.
Yes.
I'm getting into it for as long as it takes for you to get back on topic.
Okay.
So,
All right.
it turns out it's a whole 50 minutes longer than the original.
Yep.
So they added just an hour of content, and I gotta be honest, I'm like 30 minutes into the movie, and we're still not out of the Shire. So I cannot wait to see how this goes.
Sounds pretty apt for the
also-
first film.
Yeah, I also haven't seen these movies in forever, so can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
So,
I also, really quickly, I cannot believe that the first Lord of the Rings movie came out 1 year earlier than the first Harry Potter movie. That's insane to me.
Oh, yeah.
Because I never watched Harry Potter growing up, so like that's also why I watched the Lord of the Rings, though.
right. That was what I figured out what I was going to talk about.
Yeah, and then this movie came out in 2001, same time as Lord of the Rings.
It is crazy to
Which is
think that
insane.
Skyrim has been out for over
12 years.
10 years,
12 years,
10, 12 years. And this film, as of last year, came out 20 years ago.
Yep.
Oh, God.
And that is crazy to think about.
Ugh.
And some people would probably call that
Dylan said-
vintage.
I hate
Barf.
time. I hate time so much.
Hey, well, don't worry. Time is just a construct.
Father
and
Time
so,
can suck these nads.
bro,
Damn.
he just told Father Time to suck his nuts. Oh my god. I just thought of so many bad these nuts jokes. We're gonna move on. It's like in the tome of ancient knowledge was opened up, and all my bad these nuts jokes just started flowing out.
No, please, no, not now.
Oh no. Have you heard of Achilles' lesser known cousin? Sorry.
No. Like, as we get to like the ending, and they end up like killing off the big bad by like throwing him into some blades and getting him all blasted off.
Yeah. He dead low.
I'm pretty sure that Helga ends up dying too, because she ends up like,
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't make it, that's for sure.
yeah, it's crazy
She
to
gets
think
lava.
about.
Yeah.
Threw her off.
I mean, what a great like one last send off, one big frick you at the end there.
Yeah. She
Nothing
takes her blunderbuss
personnel.
out and just shoots it at the. She says nothing personal again. I was like, nothing personnel, kid.
And just blast the blimp out of the air.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Again, another prime example is he just like hooks the chain onto like
Oh,
on like an eye hook on like on the top of this big metal thing, that like submarine looking machine thing that
Yeah.
is
it's clearly
holding,
not rated to hold
Nah.
to hold the weight that's in there. Just
and they just
snaps
start
right
they just
off.
flying off, and like as they're dragging it, it just pops off, and I was like, that feels so authentic.
Yeah, and then
Just shit going wrong
and then
right
I
at the
made a
last
joke
minute.
that made us have to pause the movie because I talked
Oh,
about how
God.
he was like nothing like good old fashioned protocol violations because stuff breaks, and I was like, yeah, we don't have protocols anymore. We're just trying to get to the second floor.
Yeah.
And so, which is what I was told before. That's why it was a funny joke. But like it feels right, especially because of just that's how things work.
Oh
right?
yeah.
There's law
Things
and whatnot.
exactly. Yeah,
course.
things always break, and so
Especially
finding a way around it is like. And I love how quickly he finds a solution that probably wouldn't work realistically, but I liked it anyway. Like
It seems real enough. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's like we're not going to think about whether or not it would work. It was a quick solution. I like that it worked.
right.
Like,
We're also talking about an animated movie, so it's like I can suspend disbelief.
I mean, yeah, it's
Anything that does go wrong doesn't go wrong for long.
Right.
Nice.
It-
we
the-
straight rhyme in here now.
Shut up.
The innovation of humanity, always finds a way to make shit work again.
How it feels to chew
Yeah.
5 gum.
The world just wants to break, and us just keep putting it back together again.
The
going,
universe, when the indomitable human spirit walks in the room.
I will fix you, damn it.
Oh man.
But I'm not broke. I said fix you.
Does life imitate art? Does art imitate life? Lol. 6.
I call it LARF.
Damn.
LARF imitates.
You want to hear some fun facts about this movie?
6.
Sure.
It says if there's one thing that Disney movies are known for, it is their epic musical numbers. Yet, Atlantis, The Lost Empire doesn't have any. This was because the director, or the directors of the film, thought it would be best. I'm sorry. Anyways, Gary Trudell and Kirk Wise, which apparently have a hand in Beauty and the Beast and The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Watched that earlier.
Yeah.
Wanted to shift Disney into a new direction that was reminiscent of their like adventure movies of the past.
Yeah. Dude, don't even get me started on the cut Viking intro for this movie.
What?
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh my God.
Originally, they were going to focus on like this crew on a Viking ship that was like in the middle of the Icelandic Ocean. Look, or no, it was above where Atlantis had initially sank into the ocean. And
So
they had the tome and everything, like the journal.
So the movie was
before-
supposed to start off differently.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So I think it was going to go at the Atlantis intro first, then like the Vikings having the book,
Yeah.
losing it. and
That's
then-
fine. Yeah, I get it now. I was
Yeah.
just confused what you were saying.
Basically, it says in order to really hit home how different they wanted it to be, they had T-shirts crafted for the crew with the phrase "fewer songs, more explosions"
Dude.
printed on
Honestly,
them. And it said
that's pretty much what they did.
Yeah, exactly. And it said, true to the words on their shirts, the film had tons of explosions and other sound effects, which also made it one of Disney's deadliest movies in terms of the body count of people that die in it.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you don't see many of them die.
You're right.
You're right. The ships go down. Hundreds of people die.
Right.
No one's paying attention to that.
It says that Atlantis had a lot of influential names attached to it. And Joss Whedon was
Marty
one of
McFly.
them.
Yeah.
Joss Whedon wrote the first treatment of the movie and had originally joined the project because he wanted to work on...
Because he was looking for Atlantis, believe it.
Because he wanted to work on a musical. Therefore, he quickly left the film as there was no real...
Because there's a severe lack of musical.
We serve explosions here, sir.
Right.
He saw the T-shirts and was like, "I'm finna head out."
It says, as for the fictional language goes, the linguist...
That's impressive, yeah.
The linguist of Star Trek that was credited for making the Klingon language.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it says that he certainly one of the best. Therefore, there's no surprise that he worked on creating the Atlantean language.
Because I was about to say, have you ever watched a video about linguists talking about how language works and how easy it is for them to just make a language?
Right.
Apparently, really easy for them. Not for me, but
Right.
for them, they're like, oh yeah, the human mouth can only make like 18 noises, and like 6 of them are unattainable by actual humans. But like we could hypothetically make. Like I watched a video and I was like, what are you talking about? This guy's like, yeah, these are the spectrum of noises that we can make, and I was like, you mean to tell me there's noises we can make that are yet to be discovered? How?
Yeah,
right.
I wanted to discover these noises.
Yeah, you can discover mouth noises, right? Yeah, we've been making noises for so long. Like, dude, it's actually, and like they were talking like rare languages and how like weird they are to speak and why no one speaks them because they're inefficient. I watched some random like hour-long video on it. Yeah. I don't know why. I found the dark side of YouTube and just what a shot.
It's such a good.
It says that one of the things that made Atlantis: The Lost Empire stand apart from the other animated movies of its time
was the T-posing monsters.
Yes, was T-posing monsters. It says it was the unique design, which has often been praised as the most innovative part of the movie, as one of the few Disney animated films to be shot in widescreen. It allowed the animation to depict more detail and action in a scene at once that traditionally wasn't able to be done.
They had a guy whose whole job was explosions. They made that guy in this show because they had T-shirts that said less music, more
It says it was
explosions.
also complemented by the use of CGI in many aspects of it, which was most useful in like the traditional animated Disney films at that time.
Yeah.
Noise.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, for it being a long time since I've seen it, I really liked it. It was a pretty solid movie.
I like the big stone golems.
Yeah, definitely Shadow of the Colossus vibes, like you said.
Yeah.
When they start coming out of the water and you're like, uh-oh.
During the early stages of the movie, there were lots of ideas about what type of adventure that it should be. And one of the suggestions was an animated adaptation of the Pirates of the Caribbean Disneyland attraction.
Oh,
However,
really?
that idea was quickly shot down by Disney as, unbeknownst to them, the creators of Atlantis, Disney already had lined up a live-action adaptation in the works that they were working on for later in the coming years, which I think
It's
the first, Pirates of the Caribbean, the actual movie we know, I think came out in 2003.
I don't know.
So nearly 2 years later. So
they were like, no, we can't do that because we've already got that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Nope, we've already got somebody. Just shows how much communication there is between departments. Like, no, we've got somebody on that.
Right.
You've what? Shut up, we can't do that.
Um.
I like the freaking Star of Life at the top of their tower.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I also like the
crystal.
weird ghostly manta ray thing flying across the screen.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm talking about.
Not the one on the right though. The one on the left that's just.
yeah, the
So I'm going so fast. For fans of the film, who've ever wondered how exactly Atlantis was able to survive under the water, background
sure. I was wondering that
supervisor,
among other things.
background supervisor created a full model of how the Atlantean ecosystem was supposed to function. It was based on the idea that the crystal was made, was able to draw up water into the city from the ocean, and the magma near the Earth's core would create steam that could like water plants and stuff and have their own ecosystem.
That made fish.
Oxygen. Yeah, made fish happen.
That's so
Well, freaking nerd.
oh my god, look at that.
Wait, this is his diagram of how the ecosystem works?
Yeah, there's like pictures
awesome.
of how like the caves and stuff and how it made. Yeah.
Dude.
There's apparently a book that I think has a lot of this stuff in it, apparently.
I need it.
What a nerd. I love
Here's
it.
one of the things Dylan just talked about. It said Atlantis opens with the queen of Atlantis sacrificing herself in order to save the city, yet that was not the original idea for the opening scene. Instead, the prologue of the movie was meant to follow Vikings on a ship that was attacked by the giant sea monster, and all that remained was the shepherd's journal.
Huh, neat.
It says the scene was animated, colored, and cut into the movie, but it was eventually scrapped after the head story department came up with a better idea to link Atlantis to the story and give it a little bit more of a heart.
Well, now I want to see the other intro. We have secret lore in the movie. That I
We
wanna
do.
see.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
We need an extended edition with more death.
It basically says that there could have been a lot more monsters. There were a lot of ideas for different types of monsters that the team encountered before they reached Atlantis, including...
Dude, the fucking
They could have made this thing a
magma
3-hour
whales.
movie that was
Yeah,
hardcore.
right, it says including, among others, squid bats,
Amogus.
lava whales,
Yeah, dude.
and giant creatures called land beasts.
What? They didn't even give them names. They were like
Yeah,
just beasts,
This is
bro.
land beast number 2. There were so many creatures that Mike even called it a monster parade. However, they quickly realized that
They need a Witcher for
those
Right.
ideas couldn't fit into the movie. Instead, that time was mostly spent on like Milo bonding with the rest of the crew instead of like creating a big monster verse of characters
Which,
and stuff.
honestly, with the fact that every movie nowadays is 3 hours long, if they went back, they could add an hour and 20 minutes of monster fighting, then everyone would enjoy.
I would still watch it.
It would make the movie just as good, if not better.
It said that the film was accused of ripping off Nadia, the Secret of Blue Water.
Oh,
Considering I've never heard of that, I don't believe it.
I have.
There is no doubt that Atlantis, the Lost Empire, was one of Disney's most unique movies.
Oh my
But
god,
at the
it is
time-
kind of similar.
Well, I was saying, but at the time
shit.
of release, the film was accused for stealing a lot of its ideas from the Japanese anime Nadia, the Secret of the Blue Water.
I can't believe I didn't put that together. Holy shit.
Well, I don't even know what that is. I have to look it
It's
an
an anime. It's an old
yeah,
anime.
but like I have to look it up to figure out.
Yeah, you're not
how
kidding.
It's at all.
There's a couple of characters that look an awful lot like. But anyways, I'm assuming it's a submarine anime.
Yeah, it's what Hideaki Anno worked on, I think, before Evangelion.
Yeah. It basically said that at the end of it, while many people loved Atlantis, it suffered from mixed reviews and relatively average box office performance.
That's a shame.
I'm currently looking at 4 characters on the cover of Nadia's Secret of the Blue Water that look pretty accurately like different characters in this movie.
Yeah.
I can see that, at least in the way the characters look. But like, as for storytelling and stuff,
It said that at the end of it all, this caused Disney to abandon any plans of developing it any further. At the time, there was a plan for a TV series in the works called Team Atlantis. However, it was canceled, and the episodes were combined to form the direct-to-video sequel, Atlantis: Milo's Return.
We won't talk about that one.
Yeah.
I was gonna make a joke toward the end of the podcast, like we should watch Atlantis 2 because I didn't know there was an Atlantis 2, and now that joke's ruined.
Right.
That joke's ruined. I was gonna be like, because we saw, what was it? Whatever
Mulan 2.
It was Mulan 2, and I was like, how do you make a second when the war's over, right? And so I said, I keep forgetting there's a 2 to every movie because they did that, and I was gonna be like, Atlantis 2, lol, but now the joke's ruined because they did it, bastard.
It says that recently it was revealed that Wise, Truesdale, and Stanford, which I guess are the writers and directors of the film,
those guys who they are,
had plans for a theatrical sequel. It would have had a new Darth Vader-esque villain.
What?
That would have been none other than Helga Sinclair herself.
Oh my God!
Come back
as
from
Darth. So
come
basically,
back
what
from the
they were
dead.
going to Star Wars her though, that she died,
she got burned
she
up.
burned up in the lava and turned into Darth Vader.
Yeah.
That's probably why that got scrapped then, because they steal it from Darth Vader. That
Yeah.
being said, though, I could only think of 3 words whenever you said they were going to make up a sequel, and you said Darth Vader. All I could think of was Goku in Fortnite.
Oh my God!
All I could think of was like only 3 words: Goku in Fortnite.
Oh my God!
I really enjoyed this movie, and I thought it was a lot of fun.
It's one of the greats.
Oh man, I need Milo to be on Fortnite so that Milo and Goku can fight Darth Vader and
God.
Thanos.
Oh my God! Oh Jesus!
No, thank you.
I would love that, man. That'd be
Yeah.
great.
Keep him away from that dumpster fire, please.
Listen, man, honestly, I'm not saying the game's good. Still hate it, but the fact that every character's in it, I think that we now have...
It is nothing short
it's
of
a service.
miracle.
It's a service that we
it
have to
has
put
as
more
many-
characters. I will never probably play that game, but the point is, I want my favorite characters to be in that game because there are
Right.
other characters in that game.
Right. It almost feels.
I
like
want
it's-
Darth Vader to team up with Goku, man. I just...
It almost feels like Minecraft in that sense, where like you can make it into anything.
Yeah, exactly. It's like...
It is a blank template. It is a blank game that you can put any IP on.
Right. Yeah. I want to see Harry Potter and Thanos
Oh yeah,
fight
the Doge meme.
what was her name?
Yeah, Ariana Grande.
Yeah, Ariana Grande.
Oh,
no, but
God.
the girl from the fighting game. I forgot her name already.
Chun-Li.
Yeah, Ariana Grande and Chun-Li
I want to see
fighting.
Master Chief knock Ryu out and hit the glizzy.
Yeah.
It's a gritty, man, not the glizzy.
Nah, I know what I said.
I said what I said. I meant what I meant.
Hit the glizzy.
Damn.
I really like the time where somebody gets Kamehameha by Goku, and then he falls down. He gets the the Victory Royale, and then he hits the gritty.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, Goku hitting the gritty.
Damn. All right.
And on that note,
Yes.
Now for
We
Atlantis
out
2,
this
the
bitch.
joke's dead because there's actually a freaking second movie. Disney ruined it.
yeah, it really
They
did.
made a second movie, and now I can't make the joke.
Well. Anyways, like I said, I'm coming back from vacation. Hopefully, tomorrow. So that'll be fun. Everyone, give me well wishes on my plane rides back.
Oh,
It'll be
yeah,
fun
yeah.
getting-
Good
oh,
luck
man.
on your plane ride back.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys want to? Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Yeah, when you're on the plane, order a double Jameson neat for me.
And then
Okay.
pour it out the window.
You can't just open windows on planes.
Who says?
Me.
I don't care.
I actually have special access. I have a roll down window.
Oh, really? Oh,
I
nice.
gotta crank it real
Depressurize the whole
Yeah.
cabin. Who needs it, honestly?
Yeah.
Like in movies, which paper start flying out. Where'd the papers come from? Nobody knows.
Yeah, no.
Right.
My binder of paper. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. You always have to have your binder of paper on a
Just
plane.
miscellaneous paper, yeah. But yeah, I have yet to, since all the flights I've been on, I've never, well, it's not that, no, yeah, no, I was never old enough to drink on any of the flights I was on. And then whenever I was, I just didn't want anything to drink. So I've never been on a flight, but like, I know that they have alcohol on flights. And it's been, my goal is next time I do a long flight, first thing I'm doing is ordering a Jameson. And I'm going to get their crappy airplane food, and I'm getting me some Jameson, and I'm going to vibe.
Right.
Sounds good.
So
Sounds fun.
especially because the last flight I got was freaking free because I complained to Delta. Different story for a different day. But yeah. Oh, man.
Good.
All right. Well, if you're looking for ways to get in contact with us, we have a Linktree /Ian Wolf, and you can find all of our links there, or you can just type in The Aftermath on all the major podcasting platforms, and you should be able to find us. I just now created a Vero account, which is like it's like a better version of Instagram.
God, get wrecked,
without
Instagram.
all the advertisements and like they're like forcing reels down your throat and stuff.
Bro, honestly, Instagram's impossible. Facebook kind of is too now, but if you click,
It's all the same thing.
If you click skip ads on Facebook enough, they stop showing them to you. But on Instagram, every second post is an ad, and every like fourth post is an ad followed by a recommended for you content, which I don't. It's all random bullshit. The recommended for me content's awful. Like
That is why I do not go.
yeah, exactly. It's
so
like now I can't even scroll. I don't even scroll through Instagram to see my friends.
I created a Vero account. I'm gonna hopefully post some photos on there, and it's mostly just for like people actually just like share, like have a community of people you can share photos with and just like comment and stuff. Yeah. Like what Instagram originally was, where you could just like photos and comment on stuff and have fun looking at cool pictures and hearing a cool caption.
When you're not permanently banned from Snapchat for life.
Oh god, I forgot about that.
Yep, I didn't. Oh,
damn.
Man. Yeah.
But anyways, thank you so much for listening, and until next week,
See you.
Goku in Fortnite.
bye-bye.